Well, hello again. I was sitting out here on the back porch this morning trying to decide what type of Alabama adventure we were going to get into today. And looked like it's going to be kind of a rainy day today. But anyway, the one I thought of was going to a little community called Witchie, Alabama. You won't find Witchie on the map. I've Googled Witchy and I can't find anything about it. But a long time ago, when I was about 15 or 16, that's been about 40 years ago now. So it was about this time of year. It was around Halloween. And of course, I was ready to go trick or treating. And my grandfather asked me had I ever been to Witchy, Alabama. Of course, I told him no, I didn't know what it was, and I didn't believe there was any such place. So it was just a little ways up from a little church here in Wadley. It's about 2 miles out of town, and that's where we're going to go. The first time, the only thing that was up there whenever we got there was a little concrete marker that had Witchy, Alabama, and then some numbers under it. I don't know if it was a population or if it was elevation, or if it was the longitude and latitude of it. I don't know what it was or why it was there. And I asked my grandfather why was the place named Witchy, and he didn't know. And I have asked over the years several of the older people in town and other people too, but mostly older people that should know. And no one knows the reason that this little community was named Witchy, Alabama. But I guess that would be a pretty good Alabama adventure for us to go on. And it is getting fall, and the weather's getting a little cool. So we might need a little antifreeze. It's not that cold, but we don't want to take any chances. And we'll go up to Witchy. I think the last time I was up there, the little concrete marker was gone. Somebody had stolen it. One time I went up there and you could tell where somebody had took a hammer and had broken a piece of it off. I guess just because it had a witchy on it, and maybe they thought it had some kind of magical power or something. But anyway, someone, I have been told, someone has put up a little sign up there now that says Witchy, Alabama. And that's where we'll head off this afternoon on an Alabama adventure. Now, what I want to do is draw you a little picture before we take off, and so you'll know kind of what was up there. Now, this has been a long time ago. Let me get my other eyes on here, and I get us a Sharpie marker so we can do some drawing. And the day that my grandfather carried me to Witchy, this was all that we actually saw. Now this won't be drawn perfect, but it'll be close. Now, I know you've sometimes on the side of the road you've seen right-of-way markers that'll have ROW and maybe something down here on the bottom, but it's a concrete post about 4 inches square. That's what was up there, and there was a metal rod looked like that went down through the middle of it, and it sort of tapered off like that. But anyway, written on the concrete post was Witchy. And in those days, Alabama was abbreviated ALA, and that's what was actually on the little post up there. Then right under here was a row of numbers. Like I said, I don't know if it was the population or the longitude and latitude of it, or elevation or whatever, but there were some numbers like 3, 7, 5, maybe a 6, 0, or 2. That maybe that's not the exact numbers, but there was just a row of numbers right under it. And of course, then back here was the ground and grass along the edge of the road, and then back in here was little bushes and whatever. We'll just do a few little bushes like that real quick, and it was just something to see up there. But now the last time that I saw it, let me get another pencil, or let me get a pencil. I'll put the marker down. Last time I saw the sign was around 1970, and a couple of big chunks have been broken out of it. Like right up here, let me just draw this with a pencil. There was a chunk broken out of it, and then over on this side was a chunk, and you could only see a couple of letters left. Let me darken that in as that was broken out. You could tell somebody had hit it with a hammer or a sledgehammer over here and had finally chipped some of it off. But so I've been told that this marker is not there, but we'll go look for it and see what we find. Now on this adventure today, we'll be accompanied by Chico. And before Chico can go anywhere, he has to run out to the magnolia tree in the yard and pee. Let me see if I can get a shot of him here. Here he is. I've had to cover up the lawnmower this morning because it went to raining. But Chico will be ready to go. Okay, and now as you can see, Chico's in the car, and he's got his spot on the seat. And he's got his 2 or 3 pieces of zebra cake next to him in case his blood sugar drops and he needs to eat something sweet. He'll be ready to go. So let's get on the way to Witchie, Alabama. Okay, here we are. This is Alabama Highway 77. We've just gone past mile marker 20, and there's a little dirt road that will turn to the left, and it just makes a little loop. You can probably see it right down there, just right off that hill is one end of this little county road. It's going to be anyway, it's just right off that hill right there, and it's a little dirt road that makes a little loop and then comes back into Highway 77. Right here, as you can see, you'll be looking for Randolph County Road 837, and right down in that little curve right down there, about 50 yards, is where there's now a new marker to Witchie, Alabama, and we'll go down there and look at it. Well, there it is behind us, a marker, a concrete marker. I thought it was wood, but yeah, I believe it's concrete. It's about looks about like a 6 or 8 inch square concrete marker. It says Witchie, Alabama. Now, why was this place named Witchie? I still don't know, and I haven't found anybody that can tell me. Maybe there was witches that lived here at one time. Maybe this is a power point. Maybe this little section of forest or land is charged or enchanted. Maybe there's been things happen here that people couldn't explain, but for some reason or another, this place wound up being called Witchie, Alabama. And I'll zoom in on it a little bit where you can see it a little better. Okay, now we're about 50 yards on down the road, headed back on to Highway 77 from where the marker was. And right along here is where I remember the old marker being, right along that fence line. Because I remember you could see the pasture, and back here behind us is real wooded and a lot of foliage out there. You can't see anything. But right along that fence line is where the old Witchie, Alabama marker was, the best I remember. That's been some 30 years ago. Almost 40 years ago was the last time I saw it. And right there where that car just went by, that's Highway 77. And if you're ever up this way, you might want to come by and check out Witchie. You might find out the reason that it's named Witchie. And I hope you've enjoyed today's Alabama adventure.